you definitely can't accuse your games of not having a perspective. My next question, you're co-president of a company, and your last game, The Last of Us Part Two, was created with the knowledge that it would be quite divisive and it may anger some of your audience, which it did. As a studio executive and creator, how do you balance managing and running a profit-driven media business with what appears to be your own very strong convictions to stick to artistic choices that challenge people's perceptions? Was there a fear of that doing what you did would dilute your audience, or was it clarifying? Yeah.
Good question, and it's something that I wrestle with quite often. I will say it's like, look, as I forget the exact quote from William Goldman, but it's like the idea is like, no one knows what's going to be successful or what's going to sell or not sell or what critics will be drawn to or will it find an audience. You just don't know. If we knew, if there was a formula to it, everyone would be doing that. Nothing would ever bomb or fail or any of that. So it's like there's no like a decision. You say, okay, that's the best business decision, and this is the best. And you could just kind of forget the artistic integrity of it all. What I have found over the years, and this is where I have to give credit not only to the leadership at Naughty Dog that came before me, but even PlayStation, is that people do their best work when they're passionate about what it is that they're making. Um, if that wasn't the case, I'd be working on Crash Bandicoot 17 right now. But instead, Naughty Dog, then this was when it was run by Jason Rubin and Andy Gavin, very smartly understood that they were getting tired of working on Crash. And even though Crash was extremely successful for them, they moved on and did Jak and Daxter. And then Jak and Daxter became a success. And even though it was extremely successful for Naughty Dog, we moved on and did Uncharted, which was a big risk for us. We were known for like a more kind of like childlike, whimsical kind of storytelling and gameplay. And we went to this kind of cinematic, narrative-driven, pulp action adventure romp. We moved away from hand-keyed animation to motion capture, and there were some animators that quit over that. But the studio just felt like that was the direction we needed to take. That's how we needed to evolve. And we did work we were extremely passionate about. And then, I think that vision was realized not so much with the first game, which when it came out did not set the world on fire, but with Uncharted 2. And then that was extremely successful for us. And we decided to take a risk, like, let's do our first M-rated game. And that risk led to The Last of Us. That when I was working on that game, and I've mentioned this in interviews before, I did not think it was going to be that successful. I thought some of it was too subtle and nuanced, and it's just I just didn't think it would work as well. But it did. Again, I think a big part of it is because we were working on something that the entire studio was really passionate about. So then when you think about, okay, the sequel for The Last of Us, I think the safe thing to do would have been to do another Joel and Ellie adventure. Something that becomes like you try to turn the first game into a formula and try to recapture that feeling again. But I think that would have failed our process. What I tried to replicate with the sequel was like what's the process that made it successful? Is like, that's taking certain risks, that's putting things out there that is not going to resonate with everyone, but might lead to interesting conversations. And, we made something that the team really believed in, and I'm extremely proud of, and it was extremely successful. Despite what other people that didn't like it would want it to be, it was successful. And to me, it reached a level of success that what I always strive for, which is not maximum profits. It's enough to be able to do it again. As an artist, you want to reach a certain amount of audience. You want it to stick with them, so they're thinking about it past the point of finishing it. It's not just a frivolous thing. And then you're successful enough as a business to be able to grow, hire more people, and do it again. And that's the position we're in right now.